On health care stretched into the night, Congressman Eric Massa got an earful from hundreds of people on both sides of the debate. YNN's Scott Patterson joins us now outside Victor High School with more.
Amy, this was a heavily attended town hall meeting with a lot of emotion on both sides, both positive and negative. There were boos and shouts, fairly consistent interruptions. But if you look past the interruptions, there really were a lot of interesting questions. Questions about paying for the health care reform plan, about limiting the power of government, and about whether it's the government's job to force health care on people. There was also an effort by Congressman Massa to clear up some common misconceptions.
To understand that you don't have to scream and yell, and the government's not trying to come into your house. They're not.
Page 59 of the document that you got on the table out there says federal government will have direct real-time access to all individual bank accounts for electronic funds transfer.
Now, this is a far cry from what you may hear on the radio or what's being sent on emails. We have great and important things to debate about this bill, like financial issues. But we get consumed in these emotional, and we heard it, people clapping, that just simply aren't true.
Well, this meeting happened less than 24 hours after the death of Senator Ted Kennedy, a big supporter of health care reform. There was an effort at the beginning of the meeting to hold a moment of silence. Even that could not be agreed upon. And that is pretty indicative of this issue as a whole. After a whole summer of these kind of town hall meetings, we're really not a whole lot closer to any kind of consensus. A couple of people may have been swayed one way or the other, but in the end, this crowd is still pretty divided as to where they stand on this really tough issue. Amy?
Scott, did any of the talk seem to sway the congressman?
You know, he did say on stage numerous times that he was listening to everything that was said. We asked him before the meeting if there were points of this plan that he might still be swayable on. He said there were a few parts of it. He does want some sort of health care overhaul, but he says he is at least open to listening to what the people who elect him have to say, and we're going to have to see if they hold him to that after all of this is said and done.
Will do. Scott Patterson reporting from Victor.